Hey guys! Okay, I'm just gonna dive right in. You can come back and watch the replay. It's totally cool. I want to just touch on algorithms and what they are and I'm going to put a little description once I'm done with the live, so whenever you do see the replay, you'll see this description, but basically the Facebook algorithms and how to boost your algorithms. So the Facebook algorithms are basically how Facebook chooses to let you see who you see, and they choose to let anybody else see who they're going to see, and it's actually Facebook's choice who sees your stuff, who you are exposed to, who gets to see your post, who gets to see what you're doing, gets to see you on their timeline through their news feed. So there are a lot of different ways that they pick and choose. Part of it is how many people, I'm going to adjust this camera, for some reason it looks tilted. Okay. How many people are you interacting with? How many people are you, how many live videos are you watching? If you're watching live videos, your algorithms get boosted. If you're commenting on those while they're live, you get boosted. How many friends and family are you communicating with? Those sort of things. If you're talking to someone on regular and you're tagging them and you're communicating with them, they're always going to be in your news feed. And that makes sense, right? Like if you're communicating with that person, they show up in your news feed because Facebook says, oh, so you like Jennifer Stroman. I see you tagged her in this unicorn thing, and then you tagged her in this post, and then you tagged her over here, and then you're commenting on her stuff. You must like Jennifer Stroman. Let me put Jennifer Stroman in your news feed. That's what they do. It's smart, right? So if you are not communicating with someone or you've unfollowed them, they won't be in your news feed. So people have done that to you too. Maybe they're not communicating with you. Maybe they're not seeing your posts. Maybe they fell off the algorithm radar a while back and now they've gotten shoved so far away that they're not seeing what you're doing. And in doing so, they're not seeing what's happening with your life right now. And their algorithms, some people have unfollowed you too, because maybe things that you've done in your past, maybe you were a little spammy in another network marketing business, maybe you just weren't their cup of tea and they unfollowed you, so they don't know what you're doing. That's why messaging is so important when you start a new journey, because some people just don't see it. And I have used the verbiage of, I don't know if you saw, but, because they don't know. I mean, you don't know. Some people will say, yes, I saw it. And some will say, no, actually I didn't. And so it's a good way for you to open up the conversation. Don't ever message someone, cold messaging them, if you have not had any other communication with them. If you are going to cold message starting out in this journey, what I would advise, if you choose to do that, is to say something like, I don't know if you saw XYZ, you know, what you're doing. But if you know anybody who wears falsies, would you please refer them to me? Referrals are always appreciated. Or I always, you know, would you mind sending a referral my way? Asking for a referral is better than saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. You want to join me? Like, don't do that. Don't do that to somebody you've never spoken to before. But you could open up the conversation. Hey, Jennifer, I saw that you're, you know, kicking it and that you're just rocking it in that toothpaste company or whatever. And I don't know if you saw, but I just started this. And if you know anybody who wears falsies, would you send them my way? Something like that. Open up that line of communication, but don't be spammy. Make sense? Hope so. So, algorithms. One way that you can boost your algorithms is to reset your friends list. How do you do that, you ask? I'm going to show you how you do that. So, I am using this on the Amazon, whatever this thing is. The light is going to mess me up. There we go. I'll tilt it. So I have opened this up. This is different on your desktop, but on this, I'm going to show you. You will go to, I've got to get this to work. Open it up. Okay. So I'm going to go to my profile and I'm going to open up. I've got about, photos, and friends. Okay. You can see where the friends, hit friends. And it's going to show you a list of people, okay? A list. What you do is you scroll. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until you hit your 200 or 2,000 or 5,000 people on your friends list. When you scroll all the way to the bottom, it will reset your friends list. There are a couple ways that you can do this. You don't just go to your profile. You can actually, let me see if I can find it. You can go to your friends. There's also the little, sometimes you'll see on the side where it says friends, like on your desktop, it has friends. Now, to reset the friends list though, it's not with the ABCs. Okay, so like on a desktop, when you go to your profile, I got something on my lip. When you go to your profile and you hit the friends, you'll see 2 or 3, maybe 10 of the people that you communicate with all the time. All the time. For instance, when I opened up mine this morning, the people that showed up on my desktop as my top friends were my previous people that I've worked with and people that I've engaged with basically on a regular basis for a while, where I commented on their stuff, they commented on mine. So they're going to be at the top, and it's not in alphabetical order. So scroll all the way down. As you're scrolling, you may find that some accounts are inactive. You can delete them, you can unfriend them, whatever. But when you get down to the very, very bottom, those are people that may have unfollowed you or are not seeing your post whatsoever. So if you're going to start messaging your friends list, start from the very bottom and work your way up, because the people at the top are seeing your stuff. You want to go all the way down to the bottom. And if you have a long list, it's going to take you a while. But what I suggest to get their algorithms back up, to get them to see your stuff again, you can go to their profile, you can comment on a post or two, you can send them a quick message, and that will help boost it. Going and liking something is not going to be enough. You're going to actually have to comment, you're going to have to engage, you're going to have to communicate with them to get them back up in your news feed. It's a strenuous, I won't say strenuous, it's a time-consuming project to do if you're wanting to constantly boost your algorithms. But just resetting your friends list will boost it a little bit. It'll kind of reset things. I don't know why, just Facebook did that a while back to where you could just reset it. And when you reset it, it kind of gives you a clean slate. Another thing is, spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Find out how much time you want to spend and go to your news feed, hit the most recent, or just flip through your news feed, and scroll through and say, okay, I'm going to comment on X amount of posts, or I'm going to spend 10 minutes commenting on posts. Whatever it is, don't look at your notifications, don't look at anything, and just go and scroll and comment, and just comment on everybody that goes through your news feed, or your most recent, or however you want to do it. That's a good way for you to boost your algorithms as well. But I would suggest you putting a time limit on that. You can get lost in Facebook, so don't go crazy doing that. Some other things you can do is definitely be messaging people when they friend you. Send them a friend. If they send you a friend request, you need to, when you accept, immediately message them and say, thank you for sending me a friend request. I appreciate it, or whatever. I usually say, hello, Jennifer, thank you for sending a friend request. How are you today? Or, how's the weather in Arizona? Because I see at the top where they're from. So that's a good way to get that communication going. And that is where I already start the interview process. I start with, how are things going, or what's the weather like, or whatever. And then I go into, so I see that you're with XYZ. That's so cool. How long have you been with them? Are you married? Do you have kids? I will ask to pull things out of people so that I get to know them. If they start to kind of like shut you down and give you short answers, that's cool. You don't have to keep the communication open. You can always come back and message them another day, okay? At least you are opening that door to line of communication, so when something like this happens and you want to go, oh my gosh, did you see? It's not a cold message, and it's somebody that I've spoken to before. So I don't feel uncomfortable doing that because I've already chatted with them. Now, it's really hard when I'm opening up a profile and I go to message someone and I've never spoken to them. Maybe we've engaged back and forth on comments, but we've never actually spoken in the Facebook Messenger app, and Facebook notices those things. So trying to keep communication open is good. Constantly be trying to talk to people. Some other things that will squash your algorithms if you cut and paste. If you're a cut and paster, you are messing up your algorithms. And not only are you messing up your algorithms, you're messing up the person that you cut and paste from. If you are a cut and paster and you cut and paste from, for instance, there's a few leaders that I love to follow, and I may find something that I love that they have done, and it may be from 5 years ago. And if I find something that's old, I will use it. But if it's something more recent, I tweak it to my verbiage. I do not cut and paste. I will take what they posted, I will copy it and paste it in my notes, and then I sit there and tweak it until it says what sounds like me, not them, because you want to sound genuine to your network. You want to be you. So use your words, use your image too. If you steal somebody's image and you post their image, that's where I talked about the branding on your photos. If you post their image, Facebook flags it. And so you don't get as much exposure. Let's think about a company that does a buy one, get 10 free. And they have an image that says buy one apple, get 10 grapes free, 10 grapes, 10 oranges, whatever. Okay, so that advertisement is there from their company, and it's their company like stock photo, and you take that and you paste it. Everybody's pasting it, and like 15,000, 20,000, 200,000 people, I don't know how many people are in the company, are posting it. Facebook's like, spam. Facebook does not want you to advertise your business. Facebook does not want you to work your business on Facebook. Facebook wants you to be social. So you've got to get around that and be smarter than the Facebook. So be smarter. Don't use stock photos. Don't use things that others are using without putting some type of brand on it, changing it up to be your own. That is going to boost your algorithm significantly if you do that. It will also prevent you from looking like anybody else or looking like you're a copycat. If you are changing your verbiage, if you're changing the photo, if you're trying to switch it up some, you will stand out. And that is part of, that's part of our mission statement. I mean, we want to stand out. We want to be different, okay? So don't be a cut and paster. That actually hurts you. What else? I already said about the photos. That's a huge one, is the photos. And I think that's a good place to start with algorithms. So making sure you're resetting your friends list, making sure that you're messaging people, making sure that you're commenting on people's posts, maybe hop in on a live and be like, hey Jen, how are you? And then hop off. As long as you're getting in, if you see somebody live, just hop on, make a couple comments, get off. It's totally cool. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It will help. And as far as y'all are concerned, when it comes to like your teammates and stuff, you want to be, I'm not going to say don't be supportive. You want to be supportive. You want to go see their Facebook pages. You want to go comment. You want to go like. You want to support them as much as possible. You want to boost them up too. You want to boost their algorithms. So go comment on their stuff. Go help them boost their algorithms by boosting their post up and doing things like that. It's okay to like your own post and comment on your own post. That'll help boost that post back up into someone's newsfeed. But don't get carried away with communication with your teammates in the form that you open up your newsfeed and all you see are all your teammates. You don't want to get to that point. You want new, fresh blood in your newsfeed. So maybe later on down the road, not right now, but maybe consider later on maybe not following, still being friends, but maybe not following people that you are teammates with, and maybe just choosing a day to go comment on all their stuff or whatever. But as time goes on, it's going to get harder and harder. So when you, don't do it now, but when you start to see that your newsfeed is filled with all Red Aspen, at that point, you need to start kind of pulling back and going, oh, we need to change this up a little. I hope that made sense. I hope that any of this made sense. So if you have questions, please comment below and I will address those as they come in. Otherwise, y'all go rock it.